Howdy, y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself. Oh, and if you don't mind, like, subscribe, comment. And I've got a link tree down below that's got my social media, and it has my Patreon if you want to help out. Thank y'all. Originally, I'd already made a video for this. I'm going to talk about Virginia Beach Sheriff's candidate and leader of the Peacemaker Sheriff's movement, Aldo DiBelardino. Now, one of the reasons why I'm changing up and giving you a different video is for the simple fact of that the other was kind of clinical, and also because I did some more reading and listening to some of these folks who should be in Aldo's corner, and instead they're playing politics like little children. I'm not wanting I am wanting to say certain words that I'm not going to. The people out there that are wanting changes to law enforcement that are only sitting back and running their mouths instead of actually seeing what the real movement is for change, the people that are actually fighting for change instead of sitting back and acting like little children. We don't need those. We need people like Aldo. I got to meet him this weekend, and I'm going to cover the protest that I went to that he was the main driving force at. But we're going to talk Aldo, and we're going to discuss what my opinion is of him. I honestly think you should be paying attention to this man. I honestly think that you should be helping him if you're wanting changes that are valid in policing. But we're also going to go into why some people think that he's far right and radical. In other words, the morons that have no need to have their voice heard. Because instead of actually getting things done, they're too busy trying to burn the world down. Now, Aldo is an engineer by trade and an inventor, made millions of dollars as those things. He has an MBA from Harvard. In other words, he's somebody that sees problems and fixes them. I don't see how that is considered far right. He's somebody who is wanting the grand jury to go back to being for the people. I don't see how that is far right. He is wanting to bring mental health professionals more into policing. I don't see how that's far right. I see this as common sense solutions to problems that are there, and he's got my vote. I mean, seriously, he's got my vote because he's got common sense solutions. I don't agree with everything that he's wanting to do, but he's wanting to make law enforcement more about the people of the community instead of people of the power structure. How is that far right? Seriously, how is that far right? How is stressing freedom and more community accountability far right? I don't see it as that. I have sat there and read up on some of the people's complaints about the peacemaker movement that Aldo is trying to create. Let me tell you something. It isn't far right. Matter of fact, many of these ideas have been taken from listening to what people are saying is wrong with law enforcement today. I don't see how any serious person can say that this is far right. Yet you have morons, and yes, I will call you that are saying that this is extreme. And we're talking about Democrat and liberal organizations that are saying that. Some group called Overwatch.org, Rolling Stone, and people like that who have, in my opinion, lost their ability to be able to have a say in what is happening in America. You complain, oh, this is what's going on in America, and we need to fix it. Well, Aldo DiBelardino has got solutions. And by the way, those solutions are solutions that people who are Democrat can vote for. He's not a Democrat, though. Ooh, he's libertarian, more in tune with the conservative wing. Yes, but he's also coming up with solutions that will bring accountability to the police. He's going to work to stop having situations in which people are having to read and hear about cops that are acting badly. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to bring off all the corruption. He's not trying to reinvent the wheel here. What he is trying to do is remove the crud and corrosion that has gotten on the wheels of justice. He is trying to do something that is far more in tune with what law enforcement is supposed to be. He is trying to bring civilian engagement into law enforcement instead of you having an us versus them mentality. Don't tell me that that is far right, because it is not. Far right is erasing the ability for civilians and the community to have a say in what goes on when it comes to policing. My take on the people that are attacking him are that they want their people in power, and that's what it is, power. Aldo isn't wanting power. What he wants is accountability to the people, and forget all the garbage that is going on and actually make a difference. That's the inventor and engineer in him. So, I'm endorsing Aldo DiBelardino to be sheriff for Virginia Beach, Virginia. I am endorsing the Peacemaker Sheriff movement. Do I agree totally with it? No. I think that he is wanting to go a little too far into community involvement. I think that there needs to be some look at it. And in all honesty, I think he's the right person to find the right mixture. I honestly do. I think that he's got the right thought processes. I think that those veterans that have mental health crises will have less to worry about. I think people overall who have mental health issues will have less to worry about with what he is wanting to do. I think that communities will be able to actually have a say in what their elected officials do with the Peacemaker Sheriff movement. And I think that those who are yelling and screaming that this is a far right movement are those same people who want power instead of the people of this country having power. When you listen to Aldo talk, when you see the people that are around him, you are not seeing radicals. You are seeing people who believe that their community deserve better. You're seeing a movement of people who believe that there can be honest to God change in what goes on in this country. And I am tired of hearing people like him getting slandered by people who their mouthpieces for politicians and for people behind the scenes that have no want for the people in this country to have power. Aldo DiBelardino is somebody who is looking to help the community in every way that he can. Not just those with mental health issues, but those that are part of the community that are tired of crime growing. Yes, violent crime is down, but it's still there. Oh, but they're against illegal immigrants. Well, illegal immigrants are illegal because they broke the law. If you don't want them to be considered illegal, then you need to change the law. Here's a man who is honestly trying to be law enforcement while also paying attention to the fact that there are people out there that need help. That instead of those people getting help, that they've been slammed into the ground. And yes, that is an appropriate thing for what goes on in this nation. You take a look at Roland Hill that lost his life inside of the Virginia Beach jail. 5 members of law enforcement beat him to the point that he died. You have this happening all across America, and it's getting noticed. You are seeing corruption all across America, and it's getting noticed. Well, it's time that we no longer have the Bull Connors of the world. It's time that we no longer have a government that isn't for the people. And Aldo DiBelardino is somebody who is honestly attempting to do that. If you don't like it, well, how about instead of making a complaint about somebody that's trying to make a change, how about you work towards making a change in this country? Because, well, Aldo's got a much better plan than you do. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. I want you to consider all this, and if you are in the Virginia Beach area, vote for Aldo, because he's outside of the normal power structure, and that's a good thing in this case. Folks, I just want to say thank you for listening. I want to thank you for taking your time. I want to hear what your comments are about what you think on this topic, because your comments are what's important, not necessarily mine. I don't care if you're Republican. I don't care if you're conservative. I don't care if you're liberal. I don't care if you're Democrat. I want to hear your opinion on these topics. I want to thank you yet again for listening to my video. Like, subscribe, and all that other hoopla. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.